Women can be hard to figure out, so I'm going to be here to simplify things. I'm going to show you 6 things that science has shown makes women dislike you. Now here's the best part. Everything you do wrong can be fixed. It's not too late, and you can actually overturn it to use it for attraction. 1. You're posting too many selfies. The science is crystal clear here. Women do not want to see that. You will look untrustworthy and ugly. In a 2012 study, participants were shown pictures that males took of themselves at 45 centimeters or 1.5 feet away from the camera. What they realized is that these pictures had lower ratings for social traits on competence, trustworthy, and attractiveness than the pictures that were taken from 4.5 feet away or 135 centimeters. And this is just the beginning of overposting. See, as a follow-up study found out that if you overshare online, you can actually end up damaging personal relationships. So instead, I want you to take 3 steps to take perfect pictures on social media that are actually attractive. The first and most important rule, keep a little mystery to yourself. When you overshare on social media, you take the joy away from getting to know somebody new. Number 2, if you do want to take a picture of yourself because you're on a fun trip or you want to commemorate a special event, either use a tripod or have somebody snap the picture of you because it'll look more natural than just taking a selfie. And finally, use expansive body position. For example, you're celebrating you graduated, I want to see a victory stance versus something very contractive and just a thumbs up. When you do something like this, you will come across as more confident and dominant in the picture, even to complete strangers that don't know you. Number 2, you let her smell fear. Women can know when you're nervous. Actually, quite literally, they can smell when you are nervous. In this specific study, male participants provided 3 samples of sweat. Sweat from the gym, sweat out of anxiety and stress, and then sweat out of stress but covered with a fragrance. Women end up rating the sweat that came out of nervousness as the least attractive. They could almost sense it. This is because your stress and anxiety are produced through the hormone called cortisol. This blocks your testosterone production. Learning to keep your stress low will increase your testosterone, which will then increase the characteristics that women do look for, like a chiseled jawline, a deeper voice, or a muscular body frame. So to avoid ever smelling nervous around a girl, you need to do these 2 things at the same time. The first one, you want to wear a nice fragrance at all times. In that same study I referenced, they found that the sweat that came from stress that was covered with the fragrance was rated slightly more attractive than the sweat that just came from stress that had no cover-up. Which takes me to number 2. You gotta focus on the breathing. Deep breaths, and you'll know it's deep when the belly expands, have been proven to lower your cortisol levels by decluttering your mind and focusing on one singular task, which is deep breathing. 3. There is nothing physically attractive about it. Look, I say this with love, but we're confused. We as men believe that men care about looks and women care about personality. This is completely wrong. Women do care about how you look, and in some studies, they suggest they might care more than men. In this example, they took 2 groups of women, younger women from 15 to 29, and a group of older women from 37 to 61. The interesting part is that no matter the age group, both of them ended up choosing men that were more attractive over a man's personality. Your mistake of not caring about how attractive you are is what's causing you to get so many women to dislike you. You need to have something that sets you apart. Now, one of the simplest ways to increase attractiveness that most men don't use is using jewelry. And this is all proven through studies. In this one, they found that men were more likely to get a date if they were wearing jewelry in their picture. Men that were wearing jewelry on dating apps received 73% more matches than those men that weren't wearing any. Only 9% of women saw jewelry as a turnoff. And look, you do not have to spend a lot of money to use quality jewelry. You can use affordable jewelry like the one from RoseGold and Black. RoseGold and Black is a modern jewelry brand for men that has you covered on everything from rings to bracelets to necklaces. They even create stacked sets of necklaces to make it easy for men to mix and match, especially if you're just starting and want to learn how to use jewelry together. But it doesn't stop here. See, you being attractive has other implications that further attract her. For example, attractive men earn more money. Physically attractive men on average earn 15% more money than their less attractive partners. Wearing jewelry has a similar effect. It has the effect of making you look expensive, making you look high status, even though it's affordable through RoseGold and Black, because through centuries, jewelry has been worn to show an individual's wealth and social status to others. It almost allows you to place yourself in a higher level in her eyes without even having to brag. See, another implication that attractiveness has, on top of looking wealthy, is that you're seen as a healthier person that can transfer on healthier genes to her children. This is truly why attractiveness is so important. And this is why I'm telling you, being attractive is easy with a few tricks. one men rarely use is wearing jewelry. Therefore, wear rose gold and black to become more attractive with your outfits by looking more expensive. Right now, Rose Gold and Black are running an insane offer where they have a special discount code, and then on top of that, for every item you add to cart, they will give you one free gift. If you guys want to check it out, it's going to be linked down below. So far, I've given you 3 crucial tips to prevent her from disliking you. These next 3 are going to go deep into a woman's mind to see exactly why she's not liking you back for. Acting like you don't like her makes her not like you. In psychology, there is a term called reciprocity of attraction. It's the act of a person feeling and attracted to someone after they become aware that that person is attracted to them. So they've tested this out for years. A specific test they ran, they grabbed a few participants and they told them that in that group, there were certain individuals that had a crush on them. After the participants had a conversation with them, when they reported back, they had a deeper connection or crush on specific people that they believed were attracted to them. So you need to learn how to flirt. And I'm gonna show you how to do it naturally without it being too forced, so she knows you like her to get her to like you back. You ready for this? It's so easy. You want to say her name. This is gonna require you to have to approach and start a conversation with her. Once she gives you her name, make sure you do not forget it and you have to repeat it back at least once in that conversation. In a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People, the author states that the sweetest sound a person can ever hear is their own name. And this is scientifically backed. Hear this out. They grabbed 2 groups. In one group, those participants were repeated their name every 20 seconds. The control group, they never heard their name. In conclusion, the group that kept hearing their name had increased levels of arousal. 5. Stop saying yes. It makes you too agreeable, and you have to understand, nice guys finish last. Women prefer men that are more masculine, especially when they're ovulating and they're looking for a partner. This is called the good genes ovulatory shift hypothesis. Agreeableness is the exact opposite. It makes you less desirable, less masculine, because it makes you compliant, tender, soft-spoken, traits that are completely opposite of a masculine man. On top of that, agreeable men earn less money and receive less promotions in their lifetime over men that are less agreeable. So how do you stop being the nice guy? It's so easy. You just have to implement 2 tricks. The first one, you have to start saying no. Someone asks for a favor or asks for your time? No. This will prioritize yourself and put value on your time so people understand that you're not just giving it away. 2, you will project your voice. Remember, agreeable men are soft-spoken. You will not be that guy. A deep voice is a great way to establish authority and be seen as less agreeable. The best trick you can do to do this is grab a book or grab an article online and practice reading out loud. You can listen to yourself and start shifting your tone until you get to your natural low levels. Everyone has lower natural levels. And when you get to that point, you will practice that daily. Every day, you want to read out loud and get to that low point. After 2 weeks, 3 weeks of doing so, that natural tone will become your new norm. And number 6, you are sharing too much early on. Please stop oversharing on a first date. She doesn't want to know all your problems. And if you take it too far and start sharing stuff that's very intimate, you will be seen as less trustworthy and less likable. A good example of this is you don't want to talk about your family issues. You don't want to say your sister's having an extramarital affair on your first date. Instead of being an open book, you need to become a mysterious man. And you can do this easily following 3 steps. First, speak less in a conversation. Judge your time that you're spending in a conversation. You should be the one speaking less in every interaction. 2, study her and her actions. Look at her body language. Look at what she's saying. Your goal is to get her to overshare so she can build an emotional connection with you. And finally, number 3, if you are going to overshare, this specific study found that when you do share and share the right stuff, like your hobbies or a personal childhood memory, it can actually increase attraction. That's it for me today. I'm gonna leave you 2 more videos here that you can watch to level up. See you guys next.